What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Razorbacks and Beyond show. I'm Aaron. That's Brad. It's tourney time. March Madness is here. The brackets are set, and we're gonna do a little prediction show real quick. What's going on, Brad?
Oh man, it's my time of the year. My time of the year, especially given the fact that as a Razorback fan, I really honestly wasn't expecting this. And I mean, yeah, um, one of the last teams selected, obviously for the NCAA tournament. Just kind of happy to be there, given the rough start that the Razorbacks started. Especially opening conference play 0-5, dropping a couple of games here and there to teams that we shouldn't really have. I mean, maybe we should have, given their success, down the road. But definitely happy to be playing, to be watching. I'm playing. I'm not playing. To definitely be watching Arkansas headed back to the NCAA tournament, especially given the spoils that we went through during Musselman's first couple of 3-4 years before last year, and then of course his departure. But yeah, man, happy to be here. Big victory today on the diamond for Arkansas. Resilient come from behind victory. I think they had to come from behind twice. I didn't watch much of it, but it's great. It's a great day, man. Even as a college basketball fan, this is my time of the year, man. I love it. Can't wait. I don't know if I lost you, Aaron, or if I just can't hear. Um, but I don't know if you can hear me, Aaron. I don't know if it's me or you, but yeah, it's getting ready for some March Madness. We know the brackets. Obviously, Auburn, the perennial number one seed, that's been that way for a couple of weeks. So, uh,
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I got a call that it kind of cut me out real quick. So I'm glad.
I tried to keep going. Wasn't sure if it was me, and I was just wasting my.
No, it was me. I'm sitting out in the car and everybody's freaking out because I'm not in the house. They don't know where I'm at.
Oh,
Anyway, so real quick, so every year, almost every year, there is a 5-12 upset. So what I thought we'd do is go through the 4 5-12 games real quick and make a prediction on which one of those might be an upset.
now these are going to be now the perspective that I may give you on some of these teams is it's going to be from a perspective of just pure pick. To be honest with you, because
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything in front of me, and I I followed basketball, but not religiously. So some of these teams, it's going to be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, my 5-12 prediction is based solely off of Seth Davis on the March Madness show. That's what got me to pick. I picked Liberty over Oregon because he put out the numbers and made me think, okay, maybe Liberty has a chance. But the 4 5-12 games are Michigan, UC San Diego. That's one.
Michigan,
Memphis, Colorado State.
and I still say Memphis.
Hang on, I'm gonna go ahead and write these predictions down real quick too.
I mean, because I can't really break it down, or I'd be talking out of my ass.
Right.
Michigan is a great basketball team. I think they just won the Big Ten championship.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, obviously anything could happen. 16 over a one, we never thought would happen. It happened, but no, I feel solid. Michigan, and I definitely. Um, I forgot the other game you just mentioned.
Memphis, San Diego, or Memphis, Colorado State.
I, man, I like Memphis. Penny Hardaway's doing pretty good things there.
So here's the one I picked: Oregon, Liberty. I picked Liberty to upset Oregon again, based solely off of Seth Davis's saying he thinks Oregon or Liberty's going to win. He gave out some numbers that made me think, okay, maybe Liberty has a shot. So I made that prediction. Clemson, McNeese is the other one. So Liberty, Oregon, Clemson, McNeese.
Um, I don't know much about McNeese. Is that Will Wade?
Yeah. Yep.
I would say if there's a 12-5 upset in the making, I would say my strongest one, because I will say Oregon, because Dana Altman usually gets his teams up for the NCAA tournament at Oregon. It was when he was at Creighton and, of course, Oregon. So I'll go Oregon. I'm going to say that Will Wade may pull the upset, only because Clemson dropped a game to South Carolina this year, and South Carolina is not a bad basketball team. They're not a good basketball team, but they're not a bad basketball team, and they played some pretty stiff competition. But they were able to upset Clemson, and Will Wade did some really bad things that are now legal, obviously, but at LSU. But Will Wade's a great coach. McNeese going to the tournament 2 years in a row. I think they're champions 2 years in a row. I like Will Wade. And if there's going to be a 5-12 upset, it's Will Wade and Clemson, in my opinion.
So do
Over
you?
Clemson. Over Clemson.
So is that your official pick for that game, or do you want to go Clemson and say if there is an upset, that's the one you think it
Now
should?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'll go McNeese. I will. I'll go McNeese in the upset because of Will Wade and the fact that I don't know. Clemson is spotty. I mean, if they come out and play, they can play. But I like Will Wade and McNeese to pull the upset. I'm gonna call. Yeah, we'll call it.
All right. So we'll do it quick. The playing games you got for the 16th seed, Alabama State St. Francis. Winner gets Auburn.
And your mom's name Francis?
Yeah, she is.
We'll go say Francis.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know either one of them.
I don't either, but earlier in the show, they said it was, I think, one of their first times in the tournament, like first time in years and years and years. So for that, and I don't trust SWAC teams. SWAC teams never do good in the tournament anyway. Um, American versus St. Mary's for the other number 16 versus Mount St. Mary's for the number 16.
Ugh. Um, what were the two teams?
American University and Mount St. Mary's. The winner of that game,
Uh, let's go with the. Let's just go about St. Mary's. I don't know anything about American.
we made the same prediction of both of those. All right, the 211 seed games, Texas versus Xavier.
I like what Texas is doing. I like Johnson. Obviously, we know him well as Arkansas fans. So I think Texas wins that game.
So did And then the final one, San Diego State, North Carolina.
Uh, I want to go Ron Burgundy pick, but I'm gonna say UNC just because they did seem to get tougher down the stretch, and to be honest with you, could have potentially upset the number one seed at Duke in the ACC tournament. I like the way UNC's playing. I think they peaked at the right time. They made their little run. I think they continue at least out of that playing game, at least out of that game.
I agree with you. We actually picked the same four teams in that one. And those are all just picks out of our asses, basically. But we both happen to pick the exact same ones. All right, so we'll go now into the actual bracket itself. South region, one seed Auburn, overall number one seed against St. Francis, who wins that playing game. Auburn, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Magic strikes 16-1 in that particular game.
8-9 game is Louisville Creighton.
I like Louisville. I like Louisville.
Same prediction there too. 5-12 is Michigan San Diego. You already picked Michigan, and I picked Michigan too.
Yeah, I gotta go Michigan over a Wales Virginia.
4-13. Here is my first upset pick. Yale over Texas A&M. Something about those Ivy League teams, the way they can slow it down. And
This is where we're gonna disagree. I
I,
think that they slow it down, but knowing Texas A&M, that's the thing. I think you're gonna have like the best analogy that I could give of that is you're gonna have um, a brute, athletic, just thug beat the piss out of the white nerdy attorney. No, I mean, no, Texas A&M. And the reason I picked the Aggies is because their defense is atrocious. I mean, it's just it makes you it drives you crazy, and they can turn you over. And I don't think it really matters to Texas A&M if you slow the game down. I really don't. I just think they're really really physical and intense, and then their play is just absolutely mind boggling. As good as they have been, they don't look it when they're out on the court. But I like the Aggies, and I like the Aggies.
I fully expect them to win, but I told myself I was gonna make some upset picks and not pick the favorite in every game,
Hey,
and
you
that was
never know.
no, that will not be a chance. All right, next game, 6-11, Ole Miss versus North Carolina, since they won the playing game.
North Carolina.
Oh, okay, I went Ole Miss on that one.
I went. And the reason I go North Carolina is, yeah, Ole Miss was trending down before the SEC tournament, and then they trended up. But I don't think Ole Miss should have gotten past Arkansas. To be honest with you, um, now they did play close to Auburn, but then again, a lot of teams did down the stretch. Give me North Carolina in that game.
Next up, we got 3-14, Iowa State Lipscomb.
Give me the Cyclones. Iowa State.
The 17 game in that region, Marquette, New Mexico.
Ooh, Mark. I don't know. I don't know much about. I mean, Marquette's the only name I know. I don't know anything about New Mexico. I don't think the Lobos.
Yeah.
I still give me Marquette. That gummit.
All right, we got 2-15, Michigan State and Bryant.
Well, Izzo slays Saline County. Nobody outside of Arkansas understands that. But uh, yeah, Izzo, give me Michigan State over the Bryant Hornets. I know they're not the Bryant Hornets. That's a high school team down here in Arkansas. But yeah, give me. I mean, you can't go against Tom Izzo, man. It's hard.
He's probably my favorite coach outside of, well, right now Calipari's. Calipari's here. He's one of my favorite coaches. I love Tom Izzo. We'll go to the West, since that's the okay. So the South winner and West winners will play in the Final Four. So we'll go like that. In the West, one seed Florida versus Norfolk State.
Got to go with some Florida. They're nasty.
8-9 game Colorado, or not Colorado. What am I thinking? UConn, the defending or the former national champions, against Oklahoma.
Is it Ron Slay? Oklahoma, knock it down. UConn, knock them down. Sorry, had to use it. I like Oklahoma over UConn. The three-peat, it falls to the way of Kansas City's three-peat. Not gonna happen.
I think they lost last year. Did they win last year?
Yeah, they're back-to-back national champions.
That's right. Okay, you're right.
So
Uh,
yeah, give me Oklahoma. Give me Porter Mosier. I like Porter, former Euler coach, former St. Mary's coach.
4-12. We got Maryland versus Grand Canyon University, which I didn't even know was an actual school. I thought it was just an online school.
Well, nobody's fallen in the Grand Canyon, so give me, give me, give me whoever. I forgot who you said is playing them. You lost me at Grand Canyon.
All right. Next up, we got 6-11. Hang on 1 second. Yes, baby, I'm doing a podcast. What?
Literally, will you go get things from Casey's?
A cookie?
Yeah, a free cookie.
All right. Yeah, I'll go when I finish this. Okay.
Okay. Mama's gonna text you something.
Okay. Up next, 6-11, Missouri versus Drake. And this was another upset I picked. I picked Drake.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know, man. Dennis Gates has done a great job, but just for the sake of upsets, I give me Drake. Even I don't know if I can do Drake. Damn it, 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. Oh, sorry. I like Missouri, but just for the sake of me chalking it up here, give me Drake.
All right. 3-14, Texas Tech, UNC Wilmington.
Red Raiders, Texas Tech.
7-10 game in the West. Kind of a big game for us. Kansas, Arkansas.
Oh man, this is one I've mulled over for the last hour since they made the announcement, and I tell you, um, I like Arkansas. I really do. Arkansas played Kansas in an exhibition game. I'm not basing it off the fact that we won that game because it was purely exhibition. Even though we looked really good in that game, but I think that the team that we saw is not the same team. But I definitely think that the team that Kansas saw wasn't the same team. In fact, I think we've gotten better. Boogie comes back. And Cal being the coach that he is, if he does what I would do, and I mean I'm not Cal, but Boogie coming off the bench, giving Richmond and Carter Knox and DJ Wagner some breaks, and Nelly not having to handle the basketball as much and being able to just work on getting open and posting up for shots. Adu playing still continuing to play great because we're going to need bigs against Hunter Dickinson. Uh, if Big Z shows up and plays, with Boogie coming back, having an 8-man rotation again, a week's rest finally, give me Arkansas to take Kansas out because let's just be honest. I mean, Kansas could easily win this game, but I don't think Kansas is the Kansas that we've remembered in the past. I just don't think this Kansas team is that team. Give me Kansas.
There's two unit.
I mean Arkansas. Arkansas. Give me Arkansas.
There's Kansas and Gonzaga who are both not what they used to be. I mean, they're both still in the tournament. They're both still good teams, but they're not the Gonzaga and the Kansas of old. I'm with you. I actually think, and people are calling me crazy, and that's fine. A homer, whatever. I think we're going to Sweet 16. I think we're beating St. John's too. I just think that,
I
but the
I
week
don't.
that
St. John's doesn't scare me. I mean, they should. They're good. Don't get me wrong. It's not a gimme by any stretch, but Arkansas does well with matchups, and I think that we could hang with the athleticism that Patino likes to push.
I agree completely. So St. John's, Omaha, St. John's. Is that who you're going with?
Yeah. I mean, if they don't, it would blow my mind.
All right, halfway through the bracket in the East, one seed Duke against Mount St. Mary since they won the playing game.
As much as I'd love to pick Mount St. Mary's, I got to go Duke. I'm not a big Duke fan. Not. That's just I don't know. That stems from the '90s when Arkansas and Duke was when I mean even though we beat them in '94.
They beat.
Oh, by the way, Arkansas rare. I was going to mention this because I Googled it or I asked AI about it. 29 years removed from playing in Providence in the NCAA tournament, in which we beat Penn State 88-80. We beat Marquette, and then we lost in 1996. Interestingly enough, to our head coach at the time, who was now, who was the head coach at UMass in 1996. That's the last time we went to Providence, 29 years ago. By the way,
I had no idea.
now I just wanted to see when last time we played in Providence, and I was like, damn it, Calipari, you brought that uh, Marcus Camby in against us in '96 and beat us in the Sweet 16. So there's a fact for you. I didn't know if you knew that or not.
I did not. I was looking through this bracket before we got on here, and these 8-9 games are all really, really fun. Like UConn.
I guess you dropped off for a minute. Yeah, the 8-9 games, as Aaron was saying, are interesting. I don't have a bracket in front of me, but another thing too, and Aaron, I hope you can come back with us. If not, just let me know and I can wrap it up and we'll try it again. But there was 14 teams in the SEC that made the NCAA tournament. That's in itself is incredible. Um, 14 out of 16 teams, and um, let's be honest, South Carolina was 3 or 4 close games away from being in the mix. Uh, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I wish I had the brackets in front of me. I don't. Obviously, I don't do my show prep, but I don't know if Aaron is going to be able to come back or not. If he doesn't, then we'll have to probably redo this. And Aaron's gone, I think. Yep. So I'm going to drop off here. Maybe we can splice this together. This has been a Razorback and Beyond podcast. We might come back and finish where we started. Let Aaron post this, but well, Aaron's back, I think.
Yeah. What the crap, man?
Well,
This sucks.
I was just I was rambling on about because I don't have the brackets in front of me, but I was talking about how there was 14 out of 16 teams in the SEC that made it, and South Carolina was only two or three really close games away from being in the mix. So it's going to be an interesting tournament. I remember when they started talking about some of these teams, I was like, "Wow, that's an interesting matchup. That's an interesting matchup. That's an interesting matchup." But yeah, we'll go ahead and knock this out real quick so that we can go on about our daily evening routine.
All right. 8-9, Mississippi State Baylor.
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna say Baylor, man. I'm gonna go Baylor. We played Baylor tough. We lost, but Mississippi State's good. But I think Baylor. I like Baylor. For some reason, I like Baylor.
So do I. We'll skip 5-12. It's Oregon Liberty. We both already made our picks on that one. Arizona Akron, the 4-13 game.
Give me the Wildcats. Give me Arizona.
BYU Virginia Commonwealth in the 6-11 game.
Well, no polygamy here today, my friends. Give me VCU.
I actually picked that one too.
It's not a good day to be a Mormon against VCU in the NCAA tournaments this year. I really feel like VCU can win that game.
We are at 3-14, which is Wisconsin, Montana.
Give me the Badgers, Wisconsin.
7-10, we got St. Mary's University and Vanderbilt.
Woo, Vanderbilt's a good team, but I'm gonna call is Vandy the higher seed?
Vandy's a 10 seed, St. Mary's a 7.
Oh, no upset there. Give me the 7 seed.
And 2-15, Alabama versus Robert Morris.
Damn it! I wish Robert Morris would win, but Alabama's nasty. They'll probably blow them out of the building.
Last region, Midwest. 1 seed Houston versus SIU Edwardsville.
Give me Calvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars.
8-9, we got Gonzaga and Georgia.
Give me them Bulldogs. Give me the Bulldogs of Georgia.
I'd say I think they're both Bulldogs.
I almost went, who's that coming down the track? Oh, that's Pat Mathis. Now, give me the red and black. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs.
I got Gonzaga. 5-12, we already talked about this one. Clemson McNeese. She went McNeese.
Give me Will Wade, yeah.
4-13, Purdue versus High Point.
Unless High Point is referring to a firearm, give me the Boilermakers all day long because just like the name, High Point, it's a throwaway weapon, and that's what it's going to be. Boilermakers all day.
6-11, we got Illinois versus the winner of the playing game, which is Texas.
If it is Illinois and Texas, give me Texas, and also give me Big Z's brother to transfer to Arkansas. You heard it here first.
All right. 3-14, and oh god, this one makes me sick. Kentucky versus Troy.
Give me Kentucky.
Yeah, I felt the same way. The 7-10 game I thought we'd be in. UCLA versus Utah State.
Give me the Aggies. I want Utah State. I have Utah State. I feel Utah State. I really do.
And the final game, 2-15, Tennessee versus Wofford.
Tennessee's tough, man. They're battle tested, obviously, all season long. They made a great run through the SEC tournament. Just played a really good Florida team. Give me Tennessee.
I'm going back through real quick. We've made 4, 6, 7. We've only picked 8 games differently. 8 out of the 32 games differently. Well, 8 out of the 36 if you count the first 4 games. So out of 36 games, we only picked 8 of them differently. Otherwise, we've been on the same.
We're gonna have to put this online somewhere so that we can look at it. Like we should do that.
I will write out the bracket in a lot neater form than I have it now, and I'll post it on our page on our Razorback,
Sweet.
or not Razorback Beyond, but our it's still called the Natural State Sports Podcast page because I can't figure out how to change the page name. But
Well, I don't think Natty State Sports is even in business anymore.
I don't either. I think he's doing that show with the other guys now.
Yeah, Curtis Wilkerson and all of them left. And I think they had that big. I was reading it on Reddit. They went big bill because I didn't know Curtis Wilkerson was Hog Sports, and he left to go to Natty. And I think they invested in a big nice studio building, and I think they ended up doing Inside Arkansas, which is a great podcast. Pod at the Palace is something people should check out if they get the chance. If you're an Arkansas fan, but no, man. You know how this goes. This is one of those years, and I will say this. This is one of those years where it's like, man, you just don't know what's going to happen in this tournament. The transfer portal and NIL has created a parity, and the NCAA tournament, man, it's do or die, and teams play with that type of intensity, and that's why you never take it for granted. Although I will say, where is the Final Four this year?
San Antonio, I believe, is it not?
Yes. I was asking. I mean, I knew that, but I was just asking, kind of rhetorical. Did you know? Interesting fact, another factoid. The last time all 4 number 1 seeds played in the Final Four was San
No.
Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, San
Speaking
Antonio.
speaking of, one more thing before we get off. I wanted to go ahead and do it now because it's easy to make a Final Four prediction after the opening weekend. Let's have some fun with it because I made mine. I'll tell you mine. Let's do a Final Four and a national championship prediction right now before the tournament starts, and we'll
let's
see
do
where
it.
we're at the end. For me, I had Houston versus Florida, or Michigan State versus Florida in one semi, Duke, Tennessee in the other. I had Florida, Tennessee playing for it all, and Florida winning it all.
I have a question. Did Maryland not make the tournament?
Who?
Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland made the tournament.
I
Where is it?
predicted them. Why do I not remember Maryland?
Yeah, they played Grand Canyon.
Okay, Maryland. Here, you want to know who my? Okay, I'll give you. Yours was what again? Say it again.
Mine was Michigan State, Florida in one semi, Duke, Tennessee in the other, Florida, Tennessee for the championship, Florida winning it all.
All right, give me what division? What number 1 seed gets eliminated for Maryland to make the Final Four?
Florida.
Crap. Where do they meet up? Do they meet 1 and 2? Would they meet in the actual?
Maryland's the 4 seed, so they'd meet in the Sweet 16.
Okay, so interesting. Another tidbit I learned the other night listening that there's a metric out there where like the top 9 schools in this ranking system have made it to the Final Four and won the national championship. Maryland was number 3 on the list, and Duke and Auburn. No, it was Auburn. So, man, I like. Damn it. That means I'd have to. I don't know. That's tough because I feel like you're going to get Maryland and Florida in that Sweet 16 matchup if that's what you're saying. So give me in the Final Four. Crap, if I had the bracket, I could tell you.
So
I like.
it's the Auburn bracket. So Auburn's the 1 seed in the South, and then versus the West in one Final Four game. So it's the Florida winner, or the Florida bracket against the Auburn bracket. I know that didn't really help you any, but
I'm in a kind of a dead zone. I don't know if I'm breaking up or not.
no, I can hear you.
I can tell you that I think my national champion is going to be Florida.
Okay.
See, I like initially in my Final Four, I like Duke. I don't like Auburn going to the Final Four. but I
Yeah, I
like
had.
Duke in the Final Four. I like Florida in the Final Four. Uh, if Alabama catches fire, that, and Houston. But see, I think that without knowing, my top four teams, like to win it would be Houston, Florida, Maryland, and that's Duke, Duke, Florida, Maryland, and
All
shit.
right, so based off of that, your Final Four would be Duke versus Houston because those two would match up, East versus Midwest, and you have Florida against the winner of the
Yep.
South bracket. So what? I mean, if you want to later, look at the
Who's in?
bracket.
Give me some names in the South again.
All right. So we got Auburn,
Oh, if you just let me run
Louisville,
it through me real quick.
Auburn, Louisville, Creighton, Michigan, San Diego, Texas A&M, Yale, Ole Miss, North Carolina. By the way, we had it. Iowa State, Lipscomb, Marquette, New Mexico, Michigan State, and Bryant.
You know
My
what?
Final
I
Four
tell
was
you
Michigan
what.
State, Florida.
Give me Michigan as my 14.
Michigan. All right. So
Yep.
your Final Four is Florida, Michigan, Duke, Houston, and you have Florida winning it all against either Duke or Houston. Who you got winning that one?
I have Duke
All right. So
taking Calvin Sampson's chance.
so Florida, Duke, in one national semi with Florida winning, and then I had Florida and Tennessee. I mean, Florida.
You
Yeah,
can't be
Florida,
more
Tennessee.
prepared than this on my end. Nobody could prepare like I did today. I don't have nothing in front of me. Um, I'm driving home. It's been a really long day. But yeah, no, I like Florida to win it over. Um, I like Florida to win it over Houston.
And anybody who watches this, we did not go over anything before this started. The fact we picked so many games
No,
similar, including our final, like three of our final four are exactly the same. Our national champions are exactly the same. And we didn't know, we talked nothing before this gets started. We just said, hey, let's do a podcast. So,
no. I mean, hell, all we talked about earlier was what was going on out in Oxford this afternoon, Arkansas in the baseball game. No, I mean, I don't know. There's some sleepers in there. I mean, call me crazy, but Arkansas is a sleeper to make a deep run. Um, if they come out and play the way that they're capable of playing, and then of course if you somehow find a way in second week of the tournament to get there and you get Thero back, now you're a different looking team with nine men rotation and having your leading scorer back and then your best ball handler back at the time that he was playing. So, but yeah, man, it's been fun, and like we should like let Friday's games go through and maybe try to do this like a Friday night or something and break down the Saturday Sunday matchups. I don't know.
yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do
We'll
either
see
late,
we can see how
either
stupid I am.
well, either late Friday night or Saturday before the games tip off. I think games tip off at like 11:30, so we can get it at like 9 or 10 in the morning, 10:30, whatever. If we don't do it Friday night,
Oh yeah, dude, because we can definitely show. I can definitely tell you how stupid I am for sure. Because I'll probably
but
have not a damn pick of mine.
but one more thing I'm going to say real quick before we get off of here. You said we can make a run. I said it earlier. I think we're a Sweet 16 team. I think we can make the Sweet 16. And if you look at the bracket, we would play either probably Texas Tech or Missouri in the Sweet 16. I like our chances of
Yeah,
getting one of those teams with a healthy team. So
yeah,
call me
yeah. I mean,
crazy, but
Texas
yeah.
Tech would make me a little nervous only because I haven't seen Texas Tech in a while. But for sure. But yeah, man, I'm gonna sign off here, guys. I appreciate y'all. It's been fun. And Aaron, post those up so that I can be reminded of my abilities to dream big.
It'll probably be about another hour or so before I get home. I got to run the store, but once I do, I'll send you a link to them so you can see. Hour so I'll have to rewrite them because my handwriting is awful. But rewrite them real quick, and
Absolutely.
then. But have a great night, Brad. Thanks everybody that watches this.
All right.
This 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 has been fun, man. I love the tournament. So let the March Madness begin. Talk to you guys later.